What's up, nation? Today let's talk about Walmart's surprise stock drop that happened today, Target incoming later on this week, and also the reason why scalpers may actually be hurting the long-term performance of the PlayStation 5. All right, everyone, so we got a couple different exciting stories to talk about today. The first of which is Walmart is continuing to reload PlayStation 5 stock, and we saw so many wins from them in the gaming community last time that walked away with their consoles successfully that I will absolutely continue to recommend them and to watch them because they actually announced the stock drops about an hour or two before they go live now, and we are seeing better performance of their website from what we've seen in the past. It's still not perfect, but I want to share with you guys the best tips and tricks that you can do to be best prepared for all of these stock drops going forward. And then we're also going to talk about Target and their incoming inventory that we've seen from numerous different screenshots of employees that work there, that over the next few days Target stores will be receiving inventory and they should be going live within the next few days, but you will have to purchase online and pick up in store. So we'll cover again the best tips to be prepared for Target. And then the last thing we're going to talk about is the scalper groups that have been buying up these PS5s in bulk, and why that is actually hurting Sony's performance as far as the financials go, because with them all sitting there, there's essentially a whole bucket of revenue that they're typically expecting from software sales that are not coming in. So we're going to talk through kind of what to expect with Sony, and also what they should hopefully do going forward to stop scalpers from buying these consoles and get them into the hands of the gamers who are going to buy the games to play them. Now, before we do hop into all the details today, I just want to quickly invite everybody to join Sunbro Nation. If you haven't done so already, do so by subscribing below, hit the like button on this video if you enjoy the content today, and make sure you turn on your bell notification icon so you're kept up to date with all the newest gaming and console news as we're in the new generation of gaming. But with that, guys, let's dive into the details. So the first retailer we're going to talk about is Walmart, and why I do like them more now than I did before, because if you guys remember their initial stock drops, it was just straight up chaos. The website would crash. You would get the oh dear screen. Last time we saw them go live, they had mitigated at least that problem of the oh dear screen popping up. There was still so much traffic that not everybody was even able to get it into their cart or go through and purchase it. But I do want to cover kind of how most gamers have reported that they were successful with getting their consoles from Walmart. And guys, I would say it's about 70 to 80% of the people who are able to get through and get their console purchase to actually trigger in the system and get their console in hand were using the Walmart app. So that's going to be my first recommendation, is to be signed in and ready to go on your Walmart app, and just go ahead and, if you have a phone and a tablet, maybe pull it up on both. I think the difference is on a browser, you have to refresh every time you try to hit add to cart, and it doesn't let you add it to cart. Whereas on the mobile app, you can literally sit there and tap the add to cart button over and over. And because of that, I think that it gives people just a slightly better chance to get through and complete the purchase. The other thing you'll want to do is just make sure that your card is set up to not be blocked for any fraud transaction. So anything you need to do in advance to kind of do that. If you have PayPal or other payment cards that you just feel more comfortable with that won't get flagged, you go ahead and set those up as your preferred payment method so you're ready to check out as soon as you do get that thing in your cart. Now, a big thing to note with this upcoming drop, this is actually happening at the time of me filming this video, so I haven't seen the performance of how this one has gone yet, but this does clearly state on their website that these consoles are arriving after December 25th. So if you are looking on this, to try to get this console before Christmas, we're going to talk about Target next, which is who you'll want to pay attention to for that. But this particular Walmart stock drop, if you just need a console regardless and you're still on the hunt for it, this is going to be a great option for you. Just be plugged in, prepared, and ready to go. Have your account signed in via the app. Make sure your billing address is set and ready. Make sure your payment method is set and ready, and all of that stuff is really easy to find under the account section in your Walmart app. So if you have multiple devices like a phone and a tablet, I recommend using both of those. But the reason I want to share these tips after the stock drop has happened is I think we're going to continue to see Walmart release them in waves like this. In fact, they even stated that they were pulling the plug on all the walk-in purchases, but all of the new inventory that they would be receiving would be sold online for the foreseeable future. So we are starting to see that now, and I think that that's important for everybody to know and be aware of, because this is not going to be the last time we see Walmart go live. we'll continue to see Sony Direct. It's going to get better from here on out. We'll see more drops, and we'll see more gamers finally successfully securing their consoles. And then the next thing we're going to talk about is Target and the rumors of them receiving stock this week. There have been numerous screenshots submitted and circulating on social media that are showing that employees are reporting that between December 18th and the 23rd that they're expecting multiple shipments of the PS5 and the Xbox Series X to come in, and that they should be going live the day after they see them in the stores. Now here's the key with this. Target has historically always done a online only purchase, but you're ordering from that store's inventory. So unlike Walmart, where you're competing across the entire US and ordering from their distribution centers, with Target you are ordering from specific store locations. So the key with this is going to be to have your website and app set up to a Target that's in your area, but to not give up. So essentially, once the Target stock drop goes live, you're going to want to make sure that you just actually have multiple locations set, because if you don't get it from one location, you can switch your location if you're quick enough to another one and get it to maybe go through from that store. So don't give up if it shows like out of stock right away in your particular location. You may have to switch that to another one. And I don't know if we're going to see the inventory show up in Pop Finder like we have before. I will have that link down in my description below, so feel free to check your local Targets to see what kind of numbers they have. But if it does go live with updated numbers, I would pick the stores that have a decent amount of stock and that are maybe in the more rural areas. It depends if you have a lot of Targets around you or not. You may only have one or two options, but some of the bigger cities have, you know, your main kind of store in the center of the city. That one might, even though it has 20 consoles, it might sell out faster because more people are watching it. So it's just kind of an idea. There's no guaranteed method to securing this thing, but being, you know, logged into the app, logged into the website, all your payment information and credentials ready to go is going to be key. And the problem with Target is that we're never going to really know what time they go live until they just drop the stock. We haven't really seen them typically communicate the time of day. Sometimes they'll say the day that they're going to get a restock, but at the time of filming this video, none of that information has been communicated. So the next few days on Target, it's just going to be something that you're going to want to be plugged into your news sources, have notifications on Twitter so you can see when they do go live. But we have seen them drop sometimes super early in the morning, super late at night, so it's totally sporadic with them. So I don't know what to expect, but just make sure that you're keeping your eyes and ears open for Target, because that's going to be one of your last chances as far as getting a console secured before Christmas. I will make follow-up videos that kind of cover last-ditch efforts that you can go do to try to secure a console before Christmas. But because Target is a pickup in store, they're going to have your order ready for you about 4 hours after you complete it, which is absolutely faster than what we're seeing on these Walmart ship times and stuff like that. So that's going to be a good hope to secure this thing before Christmas. It's just that we do see Target's inventory. Typically, they're not expecting a bunch of consoles per each location, and it can go extremely quickly. So you have to be quick to the punch to secure a PS5 console from Target. And then the last thing we're going to talk about today is Sony and the issues that they are now seeing by allowing their consoles to be sold to these scalper groups. Because guys, I know it's frustrating, and it's so frustrating that not all the gamers that want this console can get it. A big portion of the reason for that is not just the high product demand, but it's people taking advantage of that product demand and buying up the console in bulk, reselling it on eBay for double or triple the price, and then they walk away with the profit. Now the problem with that is there's a bunch of consoles that are not in the hands of gamers. So I really hope that this continues to spread and news like this continues to pop up on Sony's radar, so that they put checks and balances in place with the retailers to stop bot action, because you shouldn't be able to purchase a high demand item through a bot and bulk buy in the 20s and 30s and 40s consoles at a time like we saw happen on this stock drop. And then, you know, the kind of gamer perspective was, well, Sony doesn't care because, you know, they're getting a sale either way, or the retailer doesn't care because they're getting a sale either way. And while some of that is true, I want to read through this interesting article I found on VGC that kind of outlines why that's not the right mentality to have, and hopefully this, you know, flags Sony to pay more attention to this thing going forward. So on any future console stock drops or pro versions of their systems or whatever we might see come down the line later on, hopefully they'll pay attention to stuff like this and not let this happen again, because it does appear that this is actually hurting Sony in their financials specifically. specifically, so I want to read through the details of this article with you guys. The long-term health of the PlayStation 5 is reportedly under threat from Scalpers, a new report has claimed. Sony was already facing challenges satisfying demand for the product, but shortages have been exacerbated by Scalpers reselling large quantities of the consoles at significant markups, keeping it out of the hands of consumers and in turn damaging pivotal software sales. The knock-on effect is an unusually low software attach rate in Japan, Bloomberg reports. As noted by the publication, a healthy ratio for a new console is around 1 game sold for each console bought. But based on Japanese sales data from Famitsu, Sony sold around 213,000 PS5 consoles in the product's first month of availability and just 63,000 physical games, meaning consumers have bought less than 1 package game for every 3 consoles purchased. Lucrative software sales are particularly important at the start of a console's life cycle when the hardware is sold at a loss, Bloomberg added. There are other factors that could be impacting early physical PS5 software sales, most notably the shift to digital. In Sony's last fiscal year, digital software sales accounted for 55% of total PS4 software sales, and they represented an even greater percentage of the total in the first half of the current fiscal year. The PS5 also comes pre-installed with a game Astro's Playroom and is backward compatible with PS4 titles. Even if we consider digital download software purchases, the percentage of sold PlayStation 5s actually in use is not that high, meaning the current demand is constrained by profit-taking resellers, according to Hideki Yasuda, an analysis at Ace Research Institute. So obviously, with all these consoles being kept away from gamers, there is not the opportunity to market as many new PS5 titles to gamers. It's also not the best launch lineup we've ever seen, but for that kind of a drop-off, that should absolutely be a red flag for Sony on why they have to create some sort of system to get these consoles into the hands of verified users and verified gamers and limit a 1 per household or at least a 1 per user console requirement, because if we continue to see them just allow bots to buy up all the inventory, well, now they're creating a problem down the road for themselves. So I hope this helps, mitigate the issue, at least in the future. We can't do anything about the past, but hopefully we see the PS5 ramp up production, get into more hands of gamers, because when a console is sold at a loss, it's absolutely a financial hit for Sony. You can't build a gaming PC as capable as the PlayStation 5 for the $400 or $500 price point. They're absolutely selling that hardware at a loss, and they're trying to make it back on the software side. But when it's not in the hands of gamers, it's like shooting themselves in the foot, because these scalpers are not going out and purchasing games for units that they're going to resell on eBay. So anyway, just wanted to share that information with you guys. I found it really interesting, and I hope that it's a wake-up call for Sony so we don't see them continue to make this mistake and not have any system in place for the retailers to sell to only verified users in the future going forward. Thanks so much for watching the video today, everyone. I do truly appreciate you all sticking around until the end. I did at this point in the video want to invite you all to leave me a comment. Let me know if you were successful on Walmart today on their drop, if you're going to be watching for Target to hopefully secure your console before Christmas, and just your opinion on this entire situation with scalpers hurting Sony's financially due to the lack of software sales. I'd love to get a back and forth conversation started with you guys, so please let me know your thoughts on that down below. And then before we do end the video today, I just want to quickly invite everybody one more time to join Sunbro Nation. If you haven't done so already, do so by subscribing below. Hit the like button on your way out on this video if you enjoyed the content today, and make sure you turn on your bell notification icon so you're kept up to date with all the newest gaming and console news as we're in the new generation of gaming. That's going to do it for me, guys. I hope you all have a great day. Sunbro Nation, out.